Well, let's talk now about healthcare, because that is an issue in the background and forefront of what's going on politically in the U.S. right now. Yesterday, Senate Republicans, I told you, were working on this American Healthcare Act version 2, which had already been passed by the House. I guess at this point, it's been, 4 to 6 weeks ago or something like that. Now, as of yesterday, nobody had seen this bill. Even most Republicans hadn't seen the bill, because it was the aides to 13 senators involved in this group drafting this version 2 of the American Healthcare Act that had been working on it behind closed doors. This is what I told you yesterday. Donald Trump did another one of these weird campaign style rallies, this one in none other than Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and he was blaming Democrats for obstruction as to why the bill that not even other Senate Republicans had seen yesterday was maybe in jeopardy before it even went public. Again, nobody even knew what the bill was. Here's Trump.
Few votes, seriously, a few votes from the Democrats, it could be so easy and so beautiful, and you'd have cooperation.
Right.
And their plan isn't working because they thought they were going to win last night in Atlanta. They thought they were going to win.
The plan was ultimately released this morning, I believe, at 10:50 a.m. Eastern time. This was, of course, from last night. The plan is about 140 pages. I was able to get through the first 30 or 35 pages before we started working on today's show. A beautiful healthcare plan Trump talks about. Where is the beauty in tens of millions of people losing coverage, some ending up dead, some ending up using the emergency room as their primary care, ultimately leaving hospital bills unpaid, which then make people who have health insurance's premiums even higher? It's not Democrats that are obstructing here, or that have been. No one had seen the bill, Pat.
I mean, these Trumpisms really don't help either when he talks about, the House bill being mean and then this new one having, beauty and heart. It's just not the appropriate setting, I would say.
It's total and utter nonsense. And yesterday, Republican Senator Bob Corker from Tennessee said to the New York Times, quote, "The process is better if you do it in public and that people get buy-in along the way and understand what's going on." Obviously, that's not the route that is being taken. I told you yesterday, Republican Senator from Kentucky, Rand Paul, said to NBC News, quote, "I think it's being written by someone somewhere, but I'm not aware of who or where. If you get a copy, will you send me a copy?" Not just Democrats, right? Republicans saying, we don't agree with the process. We don't know what the substance is. And what has leaked about the Senate bill, I guess what's been released now, is that it is very similar to the one passed in the House last month. The one in the House, the Congressional Budget Office scored it as estimating 23 million fewer people would be able to have health care coverage under that bill. Forget about the health care bill for a second. Let's think about what Trump is saying. Republicans have total control of Congress right now. They've got the White House, they've got the Senate, they've got the House. They're 4 for 4 in special elections since Donald Trump's election in November. This entire Democrats obstructing us thing from Trump is a total ruse. If Trump can't get the Mexican wall done, it's on him, it's on Republicans. If Trump can't fix health care, what he calls a fix, I don't believe it's a fix. I think it would be further breaking the system. It's on Republicans. And I was actually listening to Georgia voter interviews. We had that Georgia 6th Congressional District special election earlier this week where John Ossoff was narrowly defeated. And I was listening to NPR a couple days ago, Pat, and they're interviewing voters who were voting in the election. And a guy identified as a supposed independent voter said, "I'm voting for the Republican Karen Handel in the special election because I don't like the obstruction from Democrats." It works. This is so transparently bogus, but it works. It's I don't want to say 1984-esque, better said, probably Brave New World era type brainwashing. And it's working on people.
He also has to get his own party in order, too, because you have people attacking it from the center,
Sure.
like Lisa Murkowski, like Susan Collins.
Right.
And then you have people on the far right, like Rand Paul and Mike Lee, who think that it doesn't go far enough in repealing Obamacare.
And sadly, it's disproportionately red state right-wingers who are going to get screwed. Everyone will get screwed. There will be no shortage of progressives, moderates, independent, right? Everybody's going to get screwed. There's going to be no shortage of screwage from this. But blue states do have better infrastructure and better funded social programs. So it's going to be disproportionately Trump voters who voted for Trump partially to anger liberals, who are going to end up getting screwed here, and by not only this and by Trump's other Republican policies as well. And they're still going to blame Democrats, Pat, even though they control every aspect of government and most state legislatures as well.
Yeah, and if you live in a red state and are at risk of losing your health care, we invite you to move to a blue state like here in Massachusetts.
Do we do that?
That would also help increase our Democratic representation for the next go-around.
Right. Well, that's a complex. Pat's speaking for himself on that one, folks. Let's not. I mean, I've also talked about how blue staters should actually move to the narrow red states to try to turn those blue. I mean, there's a number of ways to, pardon the horrific pun, skin a cat, which neither Pat or I would ever do. But in any case, a broader conversation for a different day. Send me your thoughts about what we now know about version 2 of the AHCA in the Senate. I'm on Twitter at @DPakman. You can follow the show at David Pakman Show. Today's sponsor is Tagadab, the hosting specialist. Whatever your hosting needs for your business or project, Tagadab can do it. Dedicated servers, virtual private servers, cloud server solutions, co-location, custom server solutions. And the big thing at Tagadab is their customer support. Over 70% of their business comes from repeat orders and recommendations from existing customers. This is a testament to the great support that they give their customers, currently rated a 9.7 out of 10, according to the Trustpilot review system. With a growing number of people interested in moving their businesses and projects to the cloud, Tagadab currently offers our viewers and listeners a 20 British pound free credit, about 24 US dollars, to all new customers that sign up. Gives you a chance to try the service. This is a limited availability offer for the viewers and listeners of the David Pakman Show. To take advantage, go to signup.tagadab.com/TDPS and use the offer code TDPS20 during account registration. Support our sponsors and support our show in doing so. Signup.tagadab.com/TDPS. Coupon code is TDPS20.